Hello everybody, it's Dr. V. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to just jump in and get started. I'm going to do another mini read, messages from the feminine. So shuffle a couple more times. Spirit, please use me as a clear channel for communication. May the messages that come through be in the highest good of all those concerned. I draw a sacred circle around this space, setting my ego to the outside. I call upon my ancestors, counsel, divine love, higher wisdom, ascended masters, archangels, to be present, to protect the energy, protect the messages, protect the listener and the person for whom they're listening. So, as always, if you want to book a private reading, you can do so by clicking the link below in the description box. And other than that, let's just go ahead and jump in. These are the Kipper Fortune Telling Deck by Cairo Marchetti, I think is how you say their name. So let's look and see what is the current energy of the feminine. Interesting. That's literally the same card that came up as in the messages from the masculine earlier this week. So what are the current blocks? We have house, the advice, expectation, wow, and what the feminine wants you to know. So the current energy is that the feminine is pretty focused on this main male. This could be, for depending on your personal situation, it could be your divine counterpart, the person that you're thinking of as your twin flame or soulmate or whatever language or label you like to use. As you know, I'm not a huge fan of labels. So what this is saying to me is that it's really for a lot of feminines, that energy is really taking center stage right now. A lot of focus on the main male in her life, or in their life. Sorry, I keep forgetting not to gender, so my apologies. So the feminine message is that the current energy is really centered on the main male. Now, this could be literally the other person in the connection, like the masculine counterpart. And as you know, energies are separate than gender, or so it doesn't, you can be a masculine and be a female, or you can be a female and be a masculine, or you can be gender neutral and be either one. So it doesn't matter. Like, try not to get too caught up in that. Just recognize that we're talking about energies, not physical bodies. So the feminine is really caught in this energy of focusing a lot on the main male. Now, this could be the physical person, but I'm getting, for a lot of people, it's about focusing on the masculine energy. It's about really being in this state of focusing on that masculine type of energy coming through. So this could be that for a lot of feminines, feminine energy is receptive, it's flow, it's I always conceptualize the feminine energy as kind of lying back and allowing and receiving, and the masculine is more about going out and doing. So this could literally be that for many feminines, you may be in a space where you're going out and actually doing things, like you're coming into or calling on your masculine energies so that you can go out and create things in the world and putting effort in. So maybe you've been in a state, feminines, for quite some time where you've been waiting for the masculine to come through, waiting for the masculine to do something or to come forward, or you've been kind of in a state where you've been really receptive and hoping or waiting for something to happen. And now it feels like you've kind of said, I'm not going to sit and wait anymore. I'm still receptive. I'm still in that feminine energy, but I'm going to also go out and do. I'm going to go out and put some energy into the things that I want to create. So masculine energy is more about this taking steps forward and charging towards your goals and towards your dreams. And so it feels like there is still a focus on the masculine, but it's less focused on the masculine as a person for a lot of you that I'm picking up, and more focused on the masculine as an energy, in the sense of, okay, so my counterpart has not come forward or has not done the things that they need to do to shift the situation. So I'm going to go ahead and do me. I'm going to take care of what I need to do. And I'm still thinking about them. I still have space for them in my heart and in my mind and in my world, but I'm not going to live on pause anymore. I'm still receptive. Should the masculine come back and have a genuine offer, I'm still receptive to it, but I'm not waiting any longer for it to happen. I'm tapping into my own mature masculine energy and taking matters into my own hands as led by spirit. So don't just go run off and do things that because you feel like it. Really take the time to get counsel and advice from spirit so that you can take inspired steps forward. So it's one thing if you take steps forward on your own without consulting with spirit, without getting a clear image of what you're supposed to be doing, you can easily create situations that you have to work through. Other karma, other things like that, as opposed to asking for guidance and then following the guidance that you're given. That will make things a lot more fluid for you. So the blocks, house. So here's the thing. Some of you may literally have energy blocks in your house. If you have, for instance, if you've been holding on to things from the past, things that no longer serve, and I'm not saying that you need to get rid of that, because that it really is how it works for you. But I know people who hang on to trinkets from past lovers and then wonder why they're not attracting new people into their life. That could be it. So that could be some of it for some of you. It doesn't even have to be that. It could be that energetically you have blocks in your home because you have too many things packed in there. So for instance, if you have an energy where you hold on to things, like you keep things like stacks of magazines, clothes that you haven't worn forever, shoes that no longer fit, things like that. If you keep items in your space that no longer serve a purpose, or that you don't have a use for them anymore, it actually creates a stagnant type of energy. And so one way you can unblock your energetic situation is by decluttering or cleaning up. Sometimes that feels like an overwhelming process, but the truth is that if you just spent an hour cleaning out one closet, or cleaning out a drawer, or doing different areas, one room a day or 30 minutes a day of decluttering, it'll actually really unblock some of that energy. For some of you, you might want to have somebody come in and cleanse the energy of your house. A spiritual teacher, someone who's skilled in smudging and removing energies. That might be something that there's just some stagnant energy in that way. Another way of really moving stagnant energy that is blocking in your home environment is simply by opening the doors and the windows. Even if it's cold, you can open one door and a window and kind of create some flow in your in that area that will create some, cleanse out some of that old energy. But for a lot of you, it's literally like what's blocking the situation is things that are happening in your house, the energy in your home. So really take some time to work through that. Secondly, the next card, the advice for this is like this expectation. So here's the thing. Two messages with this. The expectation is good in the sense that when you say a prayer and you ask for a miracle, you want to do it with the sense of expectation that your prayers are going to be answered. You want to set out your intentions and send the energy out, believing that what you're putting out is going to come back. What you don't want to do is attach expectation to how that looks. That's where a lot of people get into trouble, is that they're like, I have this expectation, but not only do I have the expectation, I have the expectation that it has to look a particular way. And when we do that, that's when we start messing things up, because spirit works the way spirit works. The saying that God works in mysterious ways. That's the thing, is that there sometimes are mysterious things that happen. We have to open ourselves up to allowing things to happen the way that they are meant to happen, not the way that we expect them to happen or the way that we want them to happen. That might mean that the things that we hope for are different. They may be delivered in a different format, in a different package. So this card is about really looking at your expectations and your hopes, and it's saying really be patient with your expectations. It's literally saying like you may still be in This card is saying that if you look at this character, it's like she's staring out the window looking for someone. So I feel like this is saying, like, Spirit saying, look, some of you may be really hoping for this connection to come back around, and you may be wanting it to happen like super fast, but this card is saying, like, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer. Things are not gonna happen quite yet. There's still some waiting. There's still some growing. This is, I don't mean waiting like sitting around like this person looking out the window just waiting. I mean like waiting in the sense of like a waiter at a restaurant where you're still active and doing things. So don't put your life on hold. But what you're expecting, what you're hoping for is on its way. It's just not going to be here quite yet. And that doesn't necessarily, I always have to feel like, I have to always give these caveats because I don't want people to like get expectations and then get disappointed. If you're praying for divine love, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will show up through your counterpart. So just be open to that. Understand that sometimes it may come in a very different way than what you're thinking. And I'm not saying necessarily like with another romantic partner, but I'm saying that divine love is divine love, and it's sacred and beautiful and unconditional. It may come from a different source, but be open to whatever manifestation it wants to take. So what the feminine wants the listener to know, the feminine energy, is that things are changing. Change is afoot. That's funny. Afoot is a funny word. I wonder who came up with that. But seriously, change is afoot. Things are happening. Things are going to be shifting. Be prepared for change. It's interesting. How do you get prepared for change? Well, again, it's about releasing the expectations and our attachments to things looking a certain way. You may be like, I want the change to be like, I'm going to get a job in Boston because I really like Boston. That's what I want. And then the opportunity opens up and you get an opportunity to go to Portland. Not at all what you expected, but it's a change nonetheless. So this is saying, look, it's time for things to move forward. It's time for you to let go and move forward in a different direction. This is like moving from one space to another. This is like literally, for some of you, it's going to be a physical move. For some of you, it's literally going to be packing your stuff and moving to a different space. It could be going into a new apartment, a townhome, moving into a whole different city. It may be, like I said, a job change, something along those lines. But it's saying, look, you have to be adaptable. You've got to be willing to go with the flow because things are shifting. This is a point where things are going to change in your life. So this is like, just be prepared for whatever it is that is coming. Because it's like, you could, like I said, with the earlier reading about, I think it was it this week or last week, about sudden manifestations. For some of you, it's going to be that you manifest or you get something back that you've been hoping for a long time. Like if you were waiting on an inheritance, or you got, a severance package or something is going to happen that's going to allow you to make some changes in your life that you've been wanting to make. It doesn't also necessarily have to be something like that. It could be that you decide to make a change in your life. This could be like deciding to change your diet and eat healthier. It could just be about deciding to join a spiritual community. It could be about deciding to, read a series of books, whatever it might be. It could even be buying a pet for whatever. But it's about change. It's about be adaptable and recognize that things are going to shift for you in some pretty significant ways, but you have to be ready, be prepared and open for those changes, not so committed to what things have been like for you up to this point. So those are the messages for today. I hope that it helps. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk with you all soon. Take care. Bye.